Hi everyone, my name is Ben Pundit. Welcome to Bio 202. We're going to be looking at the veins, okay? The veins. So, welcome. So this is for the lab, the veins lab, to kind of help guide you through your practical. Okay, if you watch my artery video, make sure if you haven't watched that, make sure you watch that video first. The vein is going to be very much easier comparing to the artery because actually there are fewer veins that you need to know. A whole lot fewer veins you need to know, and the names are very similar. If you actually remember the names from the arteries, the veins will be a whole lot easier for you to actually remember completely. Okay, so again, this is the list of the veins. So as you can see, is pretty straightforward, easy, and not as long comparing to the other one. The one on the left hand side here, or the one on the left hand side, that's going to be up your upper body. Okay, your thoracic, your arms, and your head, and then the one on the right is your lower body, your abdominal and your legs. Okay, so which much shorter, definitely comparing to what you have to remember for the arteries. Okay, so without further ado, again, I'm gonna go through with the diagrams first, uh, and then after diagrams and drawings, and I'll get to the actual things that you're going to be tested on. Okay, all the structure that you're going to be tested on. So let's go through that really quick. Okay, so technically speaking, is the veins are actually drains from wherever that part of your body and then back to the heart. So everything kind of go back to the heart. Uh, you could you could technically start from the back of the heart, from the heart itself, and then trace it back to the to the arm, to other parts of your body, just like the artery. You could do that as well. Okay, just you could do that as well. But if we want to kind of be technical, if we want to point out that uh, all the things that you see here, it's going from the arm, okay, going back to the heart. Okay, going back to the heart. So keep that in mind. Okay, keep that in mind. So we could start from the heart and then go out as well. Okay. So the first one you definitely need to know the ascus veins. Ascus vein is this guy right here. It's just kind of going down. Again, those are going down along your spine, your thoracic spine. That's the ascus vein. You're gonna see that on the model. I pointed out from the artery as well, going along the model. You see that the ascus vein. Should know that. Okay. Um, this one is superior vena cava. Definitely needs to know that term, superior vena cava. We covered that already. Okay. On this one, you're gonna see that there are two brachiocephalics, which you need to know. There are two. There's a left and right brachiocephalic vein. Okay, left and right brachiocephalic. So this is the left brachiocephalic vein, and this is the. I'm sorry, that's the right brachiocephalic, and this is the left brachiocephalic vein. Okay, so for the veins, you actually have the left and right brachiocephalic vein. The arteries, you don't. Artery, you don't need to put left or right. There's only one brachiocephalic artery. But for the vein, you make sure you put either the left one, which is on this side here, on the left side of your heart, and then on the right side is the right brachiocephalic vein. Okay. Brachiocephalic combined with the internal jugular. Internal is right here, internal jugular, and then you have the external jugular. How can you tell the difference between the two? Internal is huge. Think of internal is big, and then external is tiny, really small and tiny. So that's what you're gonna look for. You're gonna look for the big one, which is the internal. The tiny little one is the external. They run together. They run parallel to one another. You could see internal, external. Internal is always on the inside, external is on the outside. That's another way you could remember it as well, internal and external. This one, though, do not have common. Okay, this is the only exception. I mentioned that in my artery videos that when you see common, it's going to split into two, internal and external. This internal and external do not have a common jugular vein. Do not have common jugular vein. That's the only exception. So you actually have the internal external. Uh, jugular veins. You have the right and left brachial cephalic vein, and this one is would be the left subclavian and the right subclavian vein, right and left subclavian vein. Okay, coming down, this is what the mnemonic I want you to remember. Here again is another ABC. You have A right here, okay, B right here, B again here, and then C, which is on the top. Okay, A, B, B, C. Know your ABCs. The two B's combine together to get an A. A is right here. Okay, uh, so ABCS, again, this is an S, which is a subclavian. So know your ABCs. So one A, two B's, one C, and then an S. The two B's combined together, you have the brachial vein, which is the guy in the middle here. The brachial one is in the middle, and then the basilic vein is on the bottom one here. Okay, the two B's will make up an A. Two B add up, you get an A, which is axillary, and then the C right here, which is cephalic vein. The reason they call cephalic because actually it runs by the head of the humerus. Okay, by the head of the humerus is run this little groove right here. That groove is actually have these cephalic veins run through it. So the reason they call cephalic because it's run through the head of the humerus. Okay, run through the head of humerus. So the C will combine with A to make a subclavian vein. Again, remember the veins going back this way. So that's why I say the two B's, when they join together, you get an A because that's what happened. You have this vein when they come join with, together with the basilic, come join together with the brachial vein, you get axillary vein. The axillary join together with the cephalic, then it becomes uh, subclavian, the right and the left subclavian vein. Okay, so remember that for your tests. So know your ABCs again: A, B, B, C, S. Okay, A, B, B, C, S. So know that. You also have the median cubital vein. The median cubital is going to look like little M. So M for median cubital. Okay, so M for median cubital. So just look for an M. There's an M right here. So this M is called the median cubital vein. Okay, median cubital vein. And that's pretty much all you need to know for the upper body. Okay, that's all you need to know for the upper body. That's it. All of these. You have the median cubital, the also left and a right median cubital. Okay, median cubital vein. You have the basilic vein, left and right basilic vein, left and right brachial vein, and left and right cephalic vein. The brachial basilic two B's combined together get axillary and cephalic combines together to get subclavian then drains into the brachiocephalic, the right and the left brachiocephalic, then to the superior vena cava, and then go into your right atrium. You also have the internal jugular vein and then the external jugular vein. Okay, internal is bigger inside, external on the outside smaller. Okay, clearly see right here, you could see the differences between the internal jugular right here and the external jugular, smaller. Internal, external jugular. Internal inside, external on the outside. Okay, on the outside, external jugular vein. You could also see the two brachiocephalic. You have the right brachiocephalic and the left brachiocephalic veins. You have these right subclavian and the left subclavian right here. Okay, right and left subclavian vein as well. Okay. Another view, another angle. Again, this always they don't know always draw clavicle kind of odd. So you have the right subclavian right here, and then become the axillary superior vena cava. Here you can't really see the brachiocephalic in this angle, but you could see the internal jugular and the external jugular right here. The differences between the two, and then you also see the vertebral artery, vertebral vein draining down from your your brain as well. Okay, so those two you do need to know. Okay, another picture from the whole body, from the whole body. Um, Again, the bottom part is less cumbersome comparing to the arteries. You have the inferior vena cava, which is a big, huge one. Instead of abdominal aorta, you have inferior cava running all the way down. This guy actually run past the liver before going back into your heart, before joining back with the heart again. So it goes up, it goes into the liver, and then goes into the heart. Okay. So anytime anything happened on the right side of your heart, things will back up. It will back up to your liver, causing your liver to become big. There's a vein that go into your kidney that's called the renal vein right there. Okay. And the gonadal vein, this I know it's saying inferior mesenteric, but it should run off of the renal vein uh, going to your gonad. So this is your internal these are your internal. You have, again, just like the artery, you have the common iliac vein. The common will split into two: the internal iliac vein and the external iliac vein right here. Once it passes your iliac crest right here, it will change name into the femoral vein. Okay, femoral vein goes straight inside here. That's a femoral vein, lighter color, going into your femur. And on the outside, which is darker color, it actually the great saphenous vein. You should know this term, great saphenous vein, all the way down from your feet up. Okay, um, so that's pretty much it for the bottom one. Okay, bottom one. Again, you have the inferior vena cava, renal veins on here. You have gonadal vein, one coming off here, and the other one come off of the inferior vena cava. You can see, notice the difference. On the left side, the gonadal vein come off of the left renal vein, but on the right side, this gonadal vein actually come off of the inferior vena cava down to your gonad. Okay, I'm not sure models could actually see these differences between the right and the left, but in actuality, that's what happened. You also this split into the common iliac, right? Common iliac, again, common split into the external and internal. Internal going feed your groin, draining blood from your groin area to back to your heart. External iliac goes down, draining blood from your legs up to your heart. Okay. Same one. You could take a look. You could see the gonadal clearly in this one. You have the left gonadal here coming off, and you have the right gonadal here coming off. Um, okay, so make sure you take a look at that. Again, you could do your own drawing. I recommend you draw your own drawing so you could see more clearly. You have one would be superior vena cava, inferior vena cava. You have three would be brachiocephalic, left and right brachiocephalic vein. The subclavian, the four, left and right subclavian. Internal jugular, five. Six, external jugular, right? You have the axillary right here, number seven. Number eight would be cephalic, right? So nine would be basilic, and 10 would be brachial. 11 would be medial cubital, and then you have the radial and ulna. So this is an ulna. 12, 13 is the radial. Okay. Again, inferior vena cava runs all the way down. Uh, don't worry about this. You won't have this. Again, this is from another college. They actually have a few more terms. Um, you have the renal artery and renal veins, left and right renal veins. Gonadal. This is the left gonadal, and this is the right gonadal. Uh, Common iliac, internal iliac, left and right, external iliac. This is the femoral vein, 20, and then 21 is the great saphenous vein. Okay, and that's again the key. Again, we're going to look at the flat man and the models that you're going to be seeing on your test. Okay, even though it actually have all the labelings for the arteries, we want to kind of focus on the veins on this one. Okay, let's focus on the veins. So going up here, you actually Going up here, this is your superior vena cava, and you have this little branch here. This would be the right brachiocephalic, and the left brachiocephalic is a little bit longer. Okay, this would be the left brachiocephalic right here vein. You have the internal jugular going up. Okay, going up internal jugular, and then the left subclavian kind of get cut off. Okay, the right subclavian goes all the way down here. This is the right subclavian here at this junction. Okay, then you have right here. This is the axillary. Right here, this is the axillary. The A. Okay, A for axillary. Right there. Okay, this is the vein. The one on the top here. This is the C for cephalic. So this is the right cephalic vein. Right cephalic veins. The axillary break down into two. One in the inside. This is the basilic. Okay. This is the basilic vein on the bottom here. Um, Again, on the top is this celiac. I'm not sure they have a little branch right here. This little branch could be the brachial. Okay, the brachial vein. That little tiny branch. So again, this is the right basilic, as I mentioned. This is the right basilic. They cut off the brachial. The brachial should be here. This one here. You have the right cephalic right there. Okay, right cephalic, right axillary on top here. Again, the two B's add up to an A. So A, B, B, C, cephalic. Okay, so A and C, axillary and cephalic, make up the subclavian. So this guy right here is a subclavian. Okay, and the M, you're gonna see the M here. That's the right median cubital. Okay, right median cubital. You see an M. Okay, notice an M here. I know this is pointing to the artery, but you could see an M right here. This is an M. Okay, so look for this M. Okay, if I put a little sticky in the middle part of the M, so that's the right median cubital vein. Okay, right median cubital vein. So again, on this side of the thumb, this is the radial side. So the thumb side, thumb, right radial vein. On the left side here, on the pinky side, that's the right ulnar vein. Okay, right ulnar vein. Know the ascus vein. Okay, know the ascus vein. Know that. Again, IVC, inferior vena cava, a big, huge one. You can't miss it. Inferior vena cava, again, big, huge one. You could see the renal vein here. You have the right and the left, the right and the left renal veins. Okay. Again, this one is pointing to the arteries, but some of them are pointing to the vein itself. You have the right and left renal vein here. You just need to be responsible for this guy, which is the inferior vena cava. Inferior vena cava. You don't need to know about the liver. There's a hepatic branch of the liver. You don't need to know that. That's technically called hepatic portal. If you're interested, what that term is, hepatic portal. You don't need to know for your test. Not on the list, right? Again, inferior vena cava, the one you should know. You have the renal vein right there. Okay, renal vein, left and right renal vein. That's the one you should know. And another one you should know is the this one here, the gonadal. Okay, again, the gonadal. You have the right and the left. Again, it's not really clear to see. The gonadal should come off of the inferior vena cava, and the other one should come off of the renal left renal vein. Okay, left renal vein. It dump itself into the left renal vein. The other one dump into straight into the inferior vena cava. Okay, make sure you look for that on the Flackman model. Um, so coming down, you have the inferior vena cava here on top, and then it's split into the right and left common iliac veins. The common iliac vein and split again into the external iliac vein, right and left external iliac vein, and then you have the internal, right and left internal iliac vein. This one here, little stuff, and this one here, little tiny stuff. Okay, you can see those on the legs. Pretty easy to tell. you have the femoral vein being cut off. See, right here is the femoral vein, and then it cut. Again, this side is also cut as well. So tiny little bit, that's femoral vein. And what's run through here all the way down is your great saphenous vein, right? Great saphenous vein. Okay. Again, you can see a little bit more structure on here. You have the definitely internal jugular, big huge one is internal jugular. You definitely could see better the external jugular, what the external jugular look like, small little tiny one. The big one, internal jugular, you could see we put a little tape on there, a little white come off, color come off. So we might ask you what is that vein there. So that's the internal jugular, so the right internal jugular vein. The left internal again is tiny little one. Okay. um, we won't ask you much about the abdominal here because it's just a big mess for the vein. You can't really see clearly. Um, that this is not a good one to ask. And again, we could see these like iliac on other models. We probably won't use that to ask. Uh, this picture usually we'll have two question max on each picture, like on each station. So this would be considered one station. So we'll have two pictures, two questions that coming off of this picture. So this picture will probably more serve for your arteries more than anything else. Okay, or your arteries than your veins. But we could ask you a vein, like I show you the last one. The last one is the internal jugular. We could ask that question regarding internal jugular there. Pretty easy to see. Okay, that's pretty much it for veins. Nice and quick. So if you have any question, please let me know. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any question, definitely come grab me, track me down, grab me, and then I'll be more than happy to kind of go over it with you in person and more detail as well. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next one. Take care.